everybody. Congratulations and welcome to the channel. We're back here at Financially Free. Hopefully, I could help you make a decision today to determine whether the stock market is for you. Let's go ahead and get into 6 crucial steps that will help you along your journey. All right, everybody. So, you're wondering if the stock market for you. So, the first thing you need to determine is number one, are you okay with taking a loss? Now, some people cannot stand to lose $5, $10. Not to mention $1,000 or $10,000. Now, these things can happen in the stock market. And not to sound like a Debbie Downer, but unfortunately, people have actually unalived themselves because they invested money that they could not afford to lose into the market. They lost their money and, therefore, could not withstand that loss. So it's very important to know yourself, deep dive, look into yourself, and ask yourself, am I comfortable with losing money? Because that is a potential risk of trading or investing in the stock market. Now, some people have even lost their entire portfolio or lost every dollar that they had put into the stock market. Now, this is very unlikely to happen, but you need to be warned and aware that this is a potential risk. So, if you are comfortable with investing money and potentially losing it, then the stock market may be for you. Let's go ahead and get into step number 2. All right, step number 2. Are you willing to put in the work? The stock market is a lot of work. I've been trading on and off for 15 years, and I'll be honest, I still probably don't know every single thing that the stock market encompasses. It's a very large world filled with a lot of details and a lot of information. Now, I will do my best to teach you as we go along in some of our other videos and break things down. But if you think you're going to just come in and invest in a company, a good example, when Wall Street Bets was announcing AMC and GameStop were going to go to the moon, basically go up in price very high, everybody that I knew personally that never invested in their life, never traded a stock, threw in, 500, 1,000, $10,000 and placed it into these stocks because it was, trending all around the internet and they thought they could just make a quick buck. A lot of people completely lost their butts on these trades and lost money that they could not afford to lose. If you think you're just going to throw money in, place it on a couple stocks, and become a millionaire the next day, it just doesn't work like that. Just like anything else, the stock market requires a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work, and a lot of learning and patience as well. Okay. So, are you willing to look at the financials of companies? Are you willing to keep up with the news? Are you willing to look at catalysts coming up? Are you willing to continue watching my videos and other YouTubers who make content on the stock market to help you keep more current and up to date? Again, you cannot go into the market blind. You must come in with a plan. If you're the type of person that just thinks they can make a quick buck, you might as well take your money to the casino and go gamble it because essentially that's what you will be doing. The stock market, a lot of people can think that it is a form of gambling in a way. I completely disagree. If you prepare yourself, if you educate yourself, if you know what to look for and what to stay away from, you can greatly minimize your risk. And that's what I hope to do so that you guys can turn a profit on your trades and in your investments, okay? And help you become more financially free. If you're okay with putting in the work and you're willing to start, getting some books, reading, educating yourself, following up, staying on top of things, then I think you'll be ready for step number 3 we have coming up now. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and get into step number 3. So, step 3 is determining what type of investor you are. So, there's the super long term trader who's a Warren Buffett type who will buy a stock and hold it for 10 years or longer. And in some cases, they'll even hold it their entire lifetime. Now, why would you hold a stock for your entire life? Well, there are things called dividends, which companies pay out to the shareholders, and you could actually get residual checks coming in every single month, or in some cases, every single quarter, just for being a shareholder in that stock. But we'll get deep dive into that later in another video. Now, there's also somebody that might just be a position holder, and that's typically someone that might hold a stock for 3 to 5 years. There's people that are known as swing traders, which usually hold stock for about 3 months to 1 year. And then we also have day traders, which is something I personally stay away from. However, it can be a very profitable form of trading as well, right? So, day traders essentially trade the stock, they buy the stock and sell the stock within the same 24 hours. And sometimes they also buy and sell stocks within 1 minute 2 minutes of each other as the price continually goes into ebbs and flows. We will go more in depth into different traders and different investors. That way it could kind of help you break down exactly what type of trader you want to be. But I would try to determine this before you place any money into the stock market, because again, we just talked about it. You got to do your due diligence, right? You got to come in with a game plan, like we talked about in step number 2. Okay. We need to get you prepared to do everything you can to minimize losing your money that you're about to start investing or trading after this video. All right, let's go ahead and get into step number 4. All right, step number 4. Step number 4 is going to be research. So I want you to guys to go ahead and focus on big brand name companies that you are familiar with. I mean, why would you want to invest in something you've never heard of anyways? You're not going to have any faith and or interest in following that company. And when it comes to research, there's a lot of things to look at. So if you're going to be spending, hours researching a company, make it something you're interested in, okay? Make it something that you believe in, that you have faith in, that you trust in already based off of what you've seen in your own personal life. So look at companies like Apple, Microsoft, Coca-Cola, companies along those lines. Now, the first thing you're going to want to look at is their ticker symbol. So a ticker symbol is just a shorthand abbreviation that signifies what the stock is listed under the stock market or in Yahoo Finance or CNBC Finance. Okay. So the ticker symbol for Apple, for example, is AAPL. Now, once you've opened up AAPL or Apple in the finance section of Yahoo, what you're going to do is go ahead and look at their PE ratio. So, PE ratio just stands for price to earnings ratio. Now, you want to make sure that this ratio is under 17. That typically ensures that the stock that you are buying is a safe bet or a safer play. The next thing you're going to want to look at is look at their income sheet. And you're going to want to make sure that they have more cash or cash equivalents on hand than they do short term or long term debt. Because what could happen is if a company is facing a lawsuit and they are not cash heavy, but they have a lot of debt, there may be no way to handle that lawsuit, and it could put the company in a real pickle, and they could be potentially facing bankruptcy. So you want to make sure that you're investing your money into a company that has more cash on hand than debt, and you want to make sure that the PE ratio is lower than 17. If you do these things, you guys put yourself in a real safe spot. Now, once you've researched these companies and you found one or two that you like, I would suggest starting with 2 stocks to pick to start or less. That way, you do not overwhelm yourself and you give yourself enough time to research and the ability to keep up with all the different news articles that come out, all the different numbers that you're going to be seeing. It just helps make life a lot easier when you're juggling less, because remember, you're still learning the process. You're learning all the ins and outs of the stock market, so don't overwhelm yourself. Start small, start with a brand that you're familiar with, and just make sure that everything looks good on the income statement side of things. If you guys do this, this will definitely help you become more financially free. Let's go ahead and get into step number 5. All right, step number 5. This is my personal favorite, guys. You are ready. You've understood that you can handle a loss if it does arise. You've learned to research your companies. You learn what tools you need, you're disciplined, and you're ready to go. So, step number 5 is pulling the trigger. So, what you're going to do now is you're going to need to create an account on a brokerage. Now, back in the day, you used to have to pick up the phone and call it in, speak to, a broker and get them to do your trades for you. Nowadays, there's so many tools you guys could use. You can trade from your laptop or even from the convenience of your phone, which I personally love because if you're out and about a lot, you can still keep an eye on your portfolio without needing to lug around a laptop or anything like that. So there's many different brokers out there like Webull, TD Ameritrade, Charles Schwab, Robinhood. You'll kind of have to find which broker is right for you. Personally, I'm a huge fan of Webull. I feel like they offer a lot of amazing tools for free where you can see all the financial details of a company. You can see the current news going on. They have paper trades available, which is, a stock market simulator where you can trade with fake money to kind of, test your skills before actually putting any real money into it. There's just so many good tools. There's actually, there's a feed on every stock that trades, meaning you can chat with other buyers and sellers of that stock and kind of just become part of a larger community. Robinhood is probably the easiest to use for beginners, but there are some limitations to that broker. And some of these other brokers that I've mentioned, unfortunately, when you buy or sell a stock, you might have to pay a fee. That fee can range from anywhere from $2 a trade to up to $7 a trade. So, again, with Webull, I don't face any fees when I buy and sell. Now, I do have to be careful of how much I sell my stocks because you will pay higher taxes the more that you sell within a certain time frame. But we'll go into more detail about taxes in the stock market in another video. Okay. So go ahead and pick a broker, set up your account. And if you would like to use my link down below, I believe the promotional item going on right now for Webull is you'll get 12 free fractional shares. So just for making an investment of $50. And again, it's an investment. So when you place the $50 into the account, you're not actually, losing any money, but you're not gaining any money either. You can still withdraw that money once you've claimed your free shares if you'd like. Um, and then I'll get some free shares as well. So I'll get a little bit richer just for investing our money and placing it into the stock market. So what an awesome start that would be for all of you, right? To already get some extra money into your account for just simply getting started on your journey. So that's a really incredible offer. And then you could offer your link to your friends and family to get free stocks for them as well as for yourself. So it kind of, just works out for everyone. It's great. So go ahead and pick your broker. And once you got set up, I would start with $100 to $500, even if that's a, small amount of cash for some of you. I feel like that's a really good place to start for most because most of us can afford to lose anywhere from $100 to $500. So you can just kind of start testing the waters. Now, we just talked in step 4 about researching big name companies. Now that you've picked one or two stocks to invest in, go ahead and buy a couple shares. Invest that $100 to $500, and let's go ahead and get into step 6. All right, everybody, we're on to the final step. Thank you so much for sticking with me so far. If you're still here, all right, so the 6th step is going to be analyzing and recording your results. So you've picked out a stock, you've done your research, you've been following it every day, you know what the numbers look like. Now it's time to record your results at the 6-month mark. Did you turn a profit or did you not? If you turned a profit and you decide that you feel this is something you can do long term, start putting in more money into your brokerage account every opportunity you get. Money has an effect of compounding and snowballing into a larger and larger sum of money a lot quicker than you may think. There's something called the 2740 rule. If you invest $27.40 every day into your brokerage account, you would have $10,000 in your account by the end of the year. Now, I understand not all of us can put in 2740 every day to get to that $10,000 goal, so to speak. When I was first starting, I would put in $100 to $200 every 2 weeks or lower, whatever I could afford at that time. Okay. I know there's different things that come up in life and it gets difficult, but whatever you can afford to do, everything is going to snowball. It's going to add up to more and more money to invest, which means more opportunity to turn a higher profit in the future. And that's what matters. What matters is you taking a step towards your future to help you become more financially free. Now, after the 2 year mark, if you have not seen a return on a single one of your stock market plays, then perhaps the stock market is not for you. And that's okay if not. It's not for everyone. I tell people all the time, investing or trading in the stock market is a full time job. It requires you clocking in every single day to work. You have to follow up on the news. You have to go over reports. You have to know the numbers of your companies that you are partial owners in, that you own stock in. It is a ton of work, but man, the work is worth it. You get to be your own boss. You get to be partial owners in all these amazing companies out there. Small owners, but you're still owners nonetheless. That's what the stock market is. When you purchase a stock, you are partly an owner in that brand, okay? So I wish you all the best of luck. I hope this video helped you out. If you could please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, that helps me out so much. And I hope that I can make even more of you financially free. Thank you.